guys, welcome back. As you can see in the background, we're going to be getting to Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X1. But first, I am going to take the ultimate Skywalker quiz. We're going to see how I do with some very arcane Star Wars lore. And you can all write in the comments what a loser I am for getting 90% of these wrong. So let's get started. What stormtrooper does Luke Skywalker dress up as after the Millennium Falcon is captured in Star Wars 4? What the fuck? Okay, not that. What planet did Luke Skywalker live on before he joined the rebellion? Well, that would be Tatooine. I got that. They actually say that in the movie. What is the name of Luke Skywalker's uncle? Uncle Owen. Uncle Cameron. Next question's loading. Oh, I see. It's supposed to display an ad here. What was Luke Skywalker's original name in earlier drafts of the script? That would be Luke Starkiller. What is Anakin Skywalker's Sith name? Darth Vader. Darth Garth. I like that. Who does Luke Skywalker make the Ewoks believe is a god with his Jedi powers in Return of the Jedi? That would be C-3PO. What color is Leia's lightsaber? Blue. That was a pure guess. Okay. That's a gimme. Who destroyed the Death Star in Star Wars Episode 4? Luke Skywalker, naturally. Shmi Skywalker. What does Anakin Skywalker do in the Star Wars films, even though it is forbidden for a Jedi? That would be fall in love. Killing younglings is not forbidden for a Jedi. What was the subtitle of the 2019 film Star Wars Episode 9? The Rise of Skywalker. Who is Anakin Skywalker's mother? Shmi. Next question, who is Anakin Skywalker's father? Who made a deal with Darth Vader and the Empire to protect Cloud City? That would be Lando Calrissian. What is the name of the junk dealer who has Anakin Skywalker as a slave? Watto. I can't do my Watto accent while I'm whispering, unfortunately. How many lines of dialogue did Darth Vader have in Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, 2016? How in the hell should I know? 13. Okay. Who kills Count Dooku at the start of Revenge of the Sith? Anakin Skywalker. This is a Skywalker quiz. Who provided the voice for Darth Vader in the Star Wars movies? That would be James Earl Jones. What does Luke do with Darth Vader's armor at the end of Return of the Jedi? I guess he stores it in a chest. No, he burns it. Sorry, my voice keeps popping. I guess, yeah, he does burn it, doesn't he? Because he burns the whole guy. What is Darth Vader's most famous line? That seems very subjective. What color is Darth Vader's lightsaber? Red. Darth Vader is associated with flowing robes of which color? Some of these are pretty good. Which of these actors played a young Darth Vader? Samuel Jackson, Ian McDermott. Marty convinces his future father that he's what alien in Back to the Future? I guess it could, yeah. Who does Darth Vader encase in carbonite in The Empire Strikes Back? Who plays the character Princess Leia? Laura Dern. These are great. Who is Darth Vader's son in the original Star Wars trilogy? What garbage compactor? What the fuck do Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie almost die in the Death Star? You gotta be kidding me. What is this? What? David Prowse plays which Star Wars character? In Star Wars Episode 4, Princess Leia hides the Death Star plans in what droid, R2-D2? adopts Leia following Padme's death in Revenge of the Sith, Newt Gunray. That would be a movie I would watch. What is the name of Luke and Leia's mother in the Star Wars movies? Well, you just told us that. What is Han Solo's response when Princess Leia says, "I love you" in The Empire Strikes Back? I know. Who sneaks into Jabba's lair dressed as a bounty hunter to save Han in Return of the Jedi? Oh, I'm an idiot. That was not the one I meant to click. Whoops. In Star Wars, what is Princess Leia's home planet? Who once barked at Chewbacca? Sorry, that keeps happening with my voice. Would somebody get this big walking carpet out of my way? That sounds like Leia. Who is Leia's brother in the Star Wars movies? Who is the mother of Kylo Ren in the Star Wars movies? Who kills Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi? Which Jedi Master trains Luke Skywalker on the swampy planet Dagobah? What creature ambushes and captures Luke Skywalker at the start of The Empire Strikes Back? That would be a wampa. Yeah. Okay, 35 out of 40. Not bad, I guess. Not bad. For a girl. Sorry, that was a reference to the wrong movie. Anyways. Now we're going to be talking about Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X-1. Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X-1 was a starfighter used by Darth Vader during the Galactic Civil War, leading Black Squadron, and flown by him during the Battle of Yavin. It was a modified early prototype of the TIE Advanced X-1 line, and in fact was the first of the limited production. The TIE Advanced 1X featured a greater speed than the TIE LN. It was armed with heavy twin blaster cannons on fixed mounts, and was also capable of carrying secondary weapons, such as cluster missiles. In addition, unlike most TIE models, the TIE Advanced X-1 was equipped with both a hyperdrive and a deflector shield generator, and even a much more effective solar ionization reactor and stronger hull. The Advanced X-1 had more cockpit capacity than other TIEs, thus catering to the larger-than-average figure of Darth Vader. It was built to Vader's specifications by Santh Sinar Technologies at the Sinar Advanced Projects Laboratory. Unlike the class standard, Vader's TIE Advanced apparently possessed a life support system. Upon the completion of Darth Vader's TIE Advanced X-1 by Sinar Fleet Systems, Marketing Relations Manager Tade Augustus personally presented the new vessel to the Dark Lord of the Sith. Unfortunately, Tade was far too familiar towards the Dark Lord, referring to him as Darth more than once. Vader, unamused by the SFS official's lack of respect, choked Augustus to death mid-presentation. While on Kamino in 1 BBY, Darth Vader was personally overseeing the creation of the clones of his late apprentice Galen Merrick. The Dark Lord's customized TIE fighters served as his means of transportation, that's not a word, to Tamira City cloning facility, where the Merrick clones were located. Before Vader could execute the latest imperfect clone who failed to meet his expectations, the clone broke free and slaughtered all of the Imperial machines and stormtroopers that stood in his way. Vader, knowing that the clone sought to escape from Kamino, attempted to intercept the clone, but failed to prevent the clone's theft of the Dark Lord's own TIE fighter. Utilizing Vader's TIE Advanced X-1, the clone traveled to the Imperial-occupied world of Cato Nemoidia. Since the TIE Fighter was registered as Darth Vader's personal vessel, Baron Marillion Darko was under the belief that the Dark Lord was paying an unexpected visit, and thus sought to personally welcome Vader's arrival at the landing platform with a stormtrooper escort. To his surprise, however, the TIE Fighter's pilot was unknown to him, and quickly sought to execute the clone when it became apparent that he sought to rescue General Rom Gota. The Imperials' attempts utterly failed and resulted in the deaths of many Imperials, including Darko. Soon after the events on Kamino and Cato Nemoidia, Vader later retrieved his ship, which later saw action during the Battle of Yavin in 0BBY. During the battle over the first Death Star, it was escorted by 2 hand-picked Imperial pilots, flying standard TIE LN fighters. After destroying many of the rebel fighters, it spun out of control when one of Vader's Black Squadron wingmen collided with it in attempting to avoid cannon fire from the Millennium Falcon. Following the destruction of the Death Star, the Sith Lord made a hyperspace jump to a planet, Vol, where he could land safely. His ship was damaged when it was hit by small asteroids in Vol's orbit, and Vader was forced to make a crash landing upon the planet. Upon his return to the Empire, Vader gave orders that his craft be recovered for repair, and that it was docked in his personal ship, the Executor. Vader's TIE was later demolished while docked aboard the Superstar Destroyer Executor, as it crashed into the surface of the second Death Star during the Battle of Endor in 4 ABY. TIE Advanced X-1. The TIE Advanced X-1, also known as a TIE X-1 or TIE Interceptor prototype, was an advanced prototype starfighter touted as a replacement for the standard TIE Fighter, tested by Darth Vader and X-1 at the battles of Yavin and Mustafar, respectively. While it never made it into production, many of its best design features were later incorporated into the TIE SA Bomber and TIE IN Interceptor. Further development of the Advanced continued, eventually leading to the TIE Avenger and TIE Defender. The TIE Advanced X-1 featured a Sinar Fleet Systems IS-3A solar ionization reactor and paired PS 5.6 twin-ion engines like the original TIE Fighter. However, the X-1 had an original space frame with an elongated rear deck and reinforced Durasteel alloy hull. The X-1's most important innovation was the use of bent-wing solar array wings, like those used on the TIE SA Bomber, which had the advantages of increasing surface area for more power, while also reducing the craft's profile compared to the TIE LN Starfighter's hexagonal panel wings. Speed was only slightly improved due to the added mass of the vessel. A good deal of the extra power was bled off to the deflector shield generators. While less maneuverable than standard TIE fighters, it was more resilient in battle. The 9.2-meter long craft had twin heavy LS 9.3 laser cannons in a gimbaled front-mounted position, as well as a cluster missile launcher. In addition to its shields, it had a modest Class 4.0 hyperdrive, but no life support systems. The target tracking system was also more sophisticated than the already formidable advanced targeting system on the standard TIE craft. Used to overcome the extremely powerful electronic jamming used by all combat craft to defeat target lock in battle. For best performance, the targeting system of the X-1 required frequent adjustment in combat. Only the most elite Imperial pilots flew the TIE Advanced, and the starfighter was capable of fighting a T-65 X-Wing starfighter to a draw. Wishing to cut all ties with his Jedi past after his fateful duel, Darth Vader contacted Wraith Sinar with a set of specifications for a new starfighter. Sinar and his team rose to the challenge, and after producing an early prototype, eventually presented Vader with the TIE Advanced X-1 model. At least one ended up piloted by Juno Eclipse, back when she was still part of the Imperial forces as a member of the Black 8 Squadron. Because of Vader's positive reception to the X-1's design, there was hope among the Imperial Navy hierarchy that it would be mass-produced in massive numbers. In one BBY, several months after the start of the Galactic Civil War, a renegade clone of the late Galen Marek stole Vader's TIE Advance to escape Camino and travel to Cato Nemoidia. Vader continued to fly it often afterwards and even went to some lengths to have it recovered and repaired when damaged during the trench run at the Battle of Yavin 4. Armed with the references of a pleased Darth Vader, Sinar then presented his X-1 to the Imperial Navy for mass distribution. The Empire, however, decided not to order the TIE Advanced X-1 in large quantities, citing their excessive cost. Privately, some Imperial Navy strategists admitted that the Navy was afraid to purchase a fighter with a hyperdrive, fearing that it would give bureaucrats an excuse to slash orders for new capital starships. Some also feared that hyperdrive-equipped starfighters would facilitate defections. In the end, only a few squadrons were equipped with X-1s. Nonetheless, Vader improved on the X-1 design, eventually creating a modified version of the design that was also rumored to possess solar strakes to the panels. I have no idea what that means. Leave a comment if you have any idea what that means. I don't know what a solar strake is. The few ships built were carried aboard Star Destroyers and other Imperial vessels. TIE Advanced X-1s were deployed from Commander Strom's Pursuit-class light cruiser to stage an attack on the Wheel, which the Empire blamed on the rebellion, excusing the Imperial takeover of the station. TIE Advanced were also utilized during the events at Constancia, with two being dispatched alongside boarding craft 356 to retrieve a life pod believed to contain the badly injured Luke Skywalker and Gamine, although it actually contained Han Solo and Charlie in battle armor. Storm Squadron was known to use X-1s extensively. Several X-1 starfighters were also in a fleet gathering observed by Admiral Kendall Ozell and Captain Firmus Pyatt at some point between the former's promotion to Admiral and the latter's promotion to Admiral. The Empire instead opted for the TIE IN Interceptor, which featured the TIE Advanced X-1's drive system in a more compact ship. Although the TIE Interceptor lacked a hyperdrive and shields, it was blindingly fast, incredibly maneuverable, and significantly cheaper than the TIE Advanced X-1. By the Battle of Endor, the large increase in TIE Interceptor production meant the end of production of the TIE Advanced X-1. The Advanced X-1's bent-wing solar array wings were the same as the wings used on the similar, but twin-hulled, TIE SA bomber. The fighter flown by Vader at Yavin was repaired when he reached Imperial Relay Outpost V-798. Vader had it with him on the Terror while overseeing the TIE Phantom project. When the Terror was destroyed by Rebel operatives, Vader escaped in his fighter. Vader again utilized his TIE Advanced X-1 during the Battle of Hoth. However, his ship was damaged and rendered inoperable by Rebel starfighters piloted by members of Renegade Squadron. It was later stowed aboard the Executor. Don't know why that was so hard for me. And was apparently vaporized when the ship collided with the second Death Star during the Battle of Endor, though at least one TIE Advanced X-1 was involved in the space battle over the Sanctuary Moon. One of Vader's other TIE Advanced X-1 models was discovered by Jaden Core in a hangar at Darth Vader's former stronghold on Vune. Also, the Sith Lord X-1 flew such a ship during the Battle of Mustafar. During the liberation of Coruscant, at least 2 TIE Advanced X-1s, utilized by Elite Force, were tasked with guarding the Imperial Palace, although they ultimately failed. By the beginning of the Yuuzhan Vong War, enough of these ships had been made that some ended up in the hands of private parties, such as Lando Calrissian, who used a modified TIE Advanced X-1 for entertainment purposes in the asteroid belt at Dubrillion. During the Battle of Dubrillion, Jason, Jaina, and Anakin Solo, Vader's grandchildren, flew 3 of these fighters against Yuuzhan Vong Coral skippers. Behind the scenes. In Joffrey Mandel's 1978 blueprints for the Imperial I-class Star Destroyers, fighters known as the TIE Assault Craft could be seen as part of the fighter complement. These Benwin craft might have been TIE Advanced X-1s with a different name, or possibly a sister craft to the X-1. The size comparison chart found in the 2011 reference book Millennium Falcon Owner's Workshop Manual seems to suggest a different length for the X-1. By using the well-documented sizes of the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing as a scale, the resulting size is roughly 7.6 meters. The X-1 is armed with a supply of cluster missiles in its appearance in the game Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader. The X-1 appears to have navigation lights that are like fog lights. Various X-1 starfighters were seen in the background of an artwork by Tommy Lee Edwards depicting Admiral Ozell and Captain Beard observing a fleet gathering in the 2012 guidebook, The Essential Guide to Warfare. The background itself uses a picture of Ansel Sayo's personal gallery as a background, originally titled Strategic Reserve. According to Ansel Sayo, in an email dated July 18, 2012, when he was creating the artwork, he chose the X-1 starfighters to be among the fleet for a few reasons. He hadn't completed any TIEs that utilized a hyperdrive outside of the X-1 at the time the artwork was made, and he envisioned the fleet in question as being a highly mobile fleet, which required fighters that possessed a functioning hyperdrive. He reasoned that with those needs, units such as the Fleet of the Image were important enough to have access to limited production fighters, and that limited production fighters in a galaxy-spanning empire would still mean a lot of fighters in a relative sense. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for my voice being weird today. If you did enjoy it, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.